All right, welcome back to the New Equity Network show, where we bring you cutting-edge technology, cutting-edge business processes, and cutting-edge products. All right, I've got Phil Racusin, CEO, EnergyFunders.com, on the show with us today. He has got really a cutting-edge crowdfunding platform that's focused on the energy sector. Congratulations, Philip, on such a great platform.
Well, thank you very much. We put a lot of hard work into it, and we're experiencing an overwhelming demand right now.
Yep, I bet you are. Ed Baxter brought you to the table and brought you in on the show. So, Ed, I want you to participate on the interview. But before we do, Phil, tell everybody who you are, your background, and then the 3 or 4 of us can talk about the products, or not necessarily the products, but the EnergyFunders platform and what it does and what you're doing for the energy sector.
Absolutely. So I'm an attorney and an entrepreneur. I've founded and run several successful businesses. I started EnergyFunders back in April of 2013 with a good friend of mine from law school named Roger, and he is an oil and gas attorney and landman. He has been consulting with large independents and super majors for a long time now. I am a crowdfunding fanatic, and I began to see that in early 2013, equity crowdfunding was creating a new asset class. It's projected to grow to $100 billion by 2025, and that's a Goldman Sachs projection. Last year alone, it did $10 billion in capital raising. We identified the energy sector, and specifically oil and gas, as a heavily underserved market, especially when it comes to small oil. Small oil is composed of small, successful oil and gas operators across the country. We operate nationwide, and they are responsible for $200 billion in aggregate oil and gas production a year. But they don't make it into the headlines because they're not drilling billion-dollar wells in Russia like some of the super majors. And they have traditionally experienced problems raising capital for their projects. Now, they could have a long track record of success, but they're in the oil and gas business, not in the investor relations business. And so they have to go outside their core competency, and it takes them away from doing what they love and doing what they're really good at. And so that's where we come in, and we connect accredited investors with highly vetted oil and gas deals that we put our blood and sweat and heart into. We will review dozens of deals in a given month and curate the very best ones, move on to the next stage, run the due diligence through our experts, and continue on down the road until we reach a deal that we believe is attractive to our large and growing community of investors. Then we sign a purchase and sale agreement, and eventually we put it up online on our special patent-pending secured platform for all the credit investors to take a look. We give them more than enough information to make a decision. This is Regulation D compliance, private offering to accredited investors. And these investors can review as much or as little information as they want. If they want to dig really, really deep, we've got logs, production history, backgrounds, geology, everything they could possibly want to see about a given oil and gas deal. And then from there, when they're on the platform, they like what they see. They can simply invest as little as $3,500 or $5,000 up to as much as they like. And then when the project is successful, they receive quarterly dividends.
Wow. So talk to us about the vetting process, because that's really the hardest thing for the general public to get to when it comes to looking at an oil and gas project to invest in.
Absolutely. So at EnergyFunders.com, and I would encourage anyone listening to check it out. It's a really easy sign-up process. You'll see that we run each project through an extensive due diligence process, and I've spoken with quite a few oil and gas investors who are in the industry. They're petroleum engineers. They come from the geology side, perhaps. They have years of experience, and they like to go out and try to find deals themselves to invest in. And they have said to me personally, they've said, I have to spend weeks finding one deal that I like. I have to go to all the expos. I have to review so many prospectuses and so much information, and maybe I find one I want to invest in. Philip, if EnergyFunders could cut out all that time for me and bring to the table some expert review and bring projects that I would be interested in, so I don't have to spend weeks of my own time trying to curate all these projects, then that would be worth it for me. That would be more than worth it for me.
Now, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. So what we do is we have a team of experts in-house and also external. So we do an internal review, land, geology if necessary, engineering, feasibility, economics, run it through our economic models, and we continue to negotiate to make sure it makes sense. And we also get external review so that we can see, so we avoid groupthink, and we can have an internal and external perspective.
Okay, so you're not just focusing on Texas deals. You've got stuff in there that can be from all over the country, from what I understand.
Absolutely. There's another platform out there that is limited only to Texas, only Texas investors and Texas deals, and we love Texas. We're a bunch of native Houstonians. I'll have someone on the team who's lived in Dallas, that's all well and good, but we're nationwide. We have investors across the nation. We have been accepting projects across the nation, and because of that nationwide investor community, our last project sold out in just 7 hours.
That's remarkable. That means you've got quality product and you've got an audience coming to your platform looking for quality product. That's remarkable. Congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Let me roll down a litany of questions, and we're going to have to roll this into the next segment. But promoter fee, is there any promoter fee, and how do you make money?
That's a great question. There's no promoter fee. The way we structured this is based on the historical compensation model of a third for a quarter, which probably a lot of landmen and people in the industry would recognize, but I don't know how many investors outside of it would. And basically, under that model that's worked for 100 years, the person who put the deal together, vetted it, brought the investors in, they only made money when the investors made money, and that's how we work too. We take it's a straight 90-10 split in favor of the investor. Investors have 90%, we have 10%. We only make money when the investor does. If the project is successful, we'll have 10% of the revenue. The investors will have the other 90%. If the project was not successful for some reason, because there's not every single investment can be successful, that's why you're compensated for your risk, then we wouldn't make any money off of it. And so we believe it's only fair that we make money when the investors do. We're strongly incentivized to put up projects that will make money and will be successful. That's our investor community has rewarded us for that. And finally, because oil and gas can be kind of binary, you hit it or you don't, depending on the type of the deal, and we choose projects with high success rates, we allow the investor to spread their money across each project. Put in $5,000 here, $10,000 there, whatever you're comfortable with. Spread it all out. Don't put, $200,000 in one deal. Spread it out along many different deals, and maybe a high percentage of them will be successful.
All right, the deals, and we've got about a minute left, so like I said, we're going to have a lot more questions on the other segment for you too, but the investors, are they exposed to a myriad of types of deals? Are they only drilling deals? Are you accumulating like pipeline deals and royalty deals, things of that nature, or at this point, is it focused on drilling right now?
So we decided we wanted to be good at one thing first, and then we were going to spread out.
Okay.
We've identified the oil and gas sector as a very profitable, underserved capital market. So right now it's drilling and reworking and recompletion deals. Okay, the wells in the ground that are producing or should produce with just a little bit of extra effort or some repairs or some stimulation efforts or technology. Eventually, we are going to add the ability to invest in midstream deals, oil field service companies and oil tech companies, and we've been approached by quite a few of all of those seeking capital. So we're going to be at that point soon enough.
All right, Phil, before we go, please, contact information for those listening.
Yes, go to EnergyFunders.com or type EnergyFunders into any search engine, and our website will come right up, and sign up. It's about a 15 to 20 second setup process. It's very easy.
All right, we'll be right.
It's free to register always.
Good. Let's talk about that and the operators on the other side of the break. All right, Phil?
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back with Phil Racusin, CEO and co-founder, EnergyFunders.com, on the other side of this break.